Now, as we know, the countdown to the King's coronation is well and truly on, and Australia will be well and truly represented on the world stage with a list of outstanding achievers offered, well, it says here front row seats. I'm about to ask, I don't know if he'll be quite front row, but I'm pleased to say one of them is a good friend of mine, Corporal Daniel Keighran, VC, Victoria Cross Recipient. Welcome to the show. You are an absolute legend, but gosh, you must be loving your life at the moment.
Look, Erin, always pleased to join on the show. It has been a busy week, that's for sure, starting off with the Legacy Torch Relay, so 100 years of legacy here at Buckingham Palace, meeting His Majesty through to a number of events this week, from garden parties to attending rehearsals for the coronation tomorrow.
Do you ever stop and reflect, and I guess people tend to do this as they get older, but just how much your life has changed and from what you were doing as a digger, essentially, in a battlefield, to what you're doing now?
Look, I think I pinch myself every day, and I've got some really good mates and really good friends that keep me grounded throughout. I think I've had a number of opportunities and taken advantage of that without a doubt, and this week in particular has been extremely special. I was also fortunate enough, I forgot to mention that I had the opportunity to see the Australian soldiers here in the UK training Ukrainian forces. So op kudu, so Pat goes off to the Australian soldiers here right now, training those Ukrainian troops here.
I know you've faced significant enemies and you clearly don't have much fear in you, but do you get a little bit nervous rubbing shoulders with royalty?
Probably, look, I'll be honest, I probably get a little bit more nervous talking to media than rubbing shoulders with royalty, but look, His Majesty was in great spirits when I caught up with him with the Legacy Torch Relay. Look, we had a joke, I had the flame going, it was windy. I was threatened by one of his coppers, if you burn him, I'll be thrown out of the palace and out of the country. So, look, had a great relationship with the Victoria Cross and George Cross Association throughout the years, and there's a connection there with the royal family.
You don't need to worry, because I think even if you'd burnt him, I spoke to Adam Hills this morning, the legendary Australian comedian who's over there, and he gave apparently King Charles COVID a couple of years ago and scored an invite. So you can almost do anything to him and you're still going to be okay. What do you understand about where you'll be seated, what your kind of role will be?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was fortunate enough to do some rehearsals yesterday. So look, I'm not going to give you all the information this year, right? So need to go through with it tomorrow. But I'll be part of the Order of Chivalry with 5 other Australians. I won't mention who they are. You might know who they are already. But my place will be to walk in, and I'm very fortunate to have this opportunity. I'm actually going to be in uniform tomorrow. I know I've had a shave. I've got this terrible moustache at the moment, but look, it's still there. I haven't got rid of it yet. I'll be pushing Keith Payne, Victoria Cross Recipient. So he's 90 soon. And look, this is probably his last, last opportunity to do something of this nature. Being 90 years of age very, very soon, and I'm going to push him down the Abbey, and then we'll sort of fan off and be seated actually in the Abbey and get to at least listen in. Probably won't see what happens up the front, but we'll be absolutely looking forward to that tomorrow.
Very special. And speaking of special, everyone's wondering about the reception that Prince Harry will get. He obviously, look, he has his critics, and there are elements of him that I find quite punishing, to be honest, but the stuff that he's done with veterans and with, different organisations like that is incredible. Will you be looking to speak to Harry, and do you like Prince Harry?
Look, you know what, I had the opportunity to visit the Guard the other day, and as I was walking to the palace, I had a few calls thinking that I was Harry. So
I was actually going to point out the same potential looks that you guys shared, but I wasn't sure if you would like that, but yes.
Look, we won't talk about redheads today on Sky News, but look, I would say that, as a veteran, he is more than welcome to come and have a chat with me at any stage. He's welcome to sit by my side as well. As veterans, we share a special bond. And look, I've got a lot of time for anyone that's chosen to put that uniform on.
Absolutely. And just before I let you go, I love to remind people of some of the incredible things, and I know you don't like talking about yourself or your bravery, but the incredible things that our soldiers do, because it's very close to my heart. If you can just give us a little take through of how you received that Victoria Cross, that moment.
Look, I suppose for me, look, I wouldn't be here without my mates. I always say that. My mates, those from the 6th Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, so 2010 in Afghanistan as a partnered fighting patrol, and look, ended up fighting for my life. I had a mate that was wounded on the battlefield, and simplistically, I continued to risk my life to try and save his life and my team that was treating him. It was a very fierce firefight that lasted over 3 hours, and I continued to expose my position whilst being covered by my mates doing so, and essentially drew fire away from that casualty in the team, and somehow I wasn't killed. I should be dead for my actions, but I always had faith and trust in my team. If something happened, they would have got me out of there and got me on a helicopter. So that's a special bond we share. Hence the comment with Prince Harry. He put that uniform on, so more than welcome to sit by my side anytime.
You're absolutely brilliant. We're a lucky nation to have had you and to still have you. Dan Keighran, thank you so very much for joining us.